So welcome back, and today I'm going to venture into a little bit of unexplored territory for me, and that is these. These are, well, this is rather, a Westclox Baby Ben, and I've done some stuff on Big Bens before, but I only really have, Style 8s up until recently when I got this one and a Style 4. I've got a couple of Style 7s as well. One of them being Benita, so that's not really a Baby Ben, but it's the same movement. And they are both the double key versions, as is this, and all the ones predating it. So yeah, I've done plenty of these. This is quite an early Style 8 Baby Ben here, made in Scotland, as most of them are over here. And it's got pretty much the same features as this one, other than one less key. So, let's have a look at this then. This is a Baby Ben, Style 6 or 61V, if you want to go for the real model name on the bottom of there. The X, I think, is the logo of the die casting company, I think. I'm not entirely sure, but usually they had a logo on there for their casting. And this is the double key version. I'm just going to get a Style 7 so we can have another look at that. Right, so this is the Style 7. Nicknamed by collectors. The real model name is 61Y, as you can see on the bottom. Let's focus a little bit. No logo on this one though. And yeah, Y is just the style, I think. One odd key on there. But otherwise this is pretty original and a very nice example, I think. A little bit of paint chip on there, but otherwise it's pretty much pristine. This one works very well. I do use it from time to time, and it's a very solidly built thing. You can really sort of go, "Urgh." It's not gonna come apart on you. Style 8, maybe slightly less so. I mean, there's a bit of flex in the bezel and stuff compared to this one. But that's purely because it's sort of a styling thing. They made it wider and therefore less rigid. But yeah, out of the two, I honestly prefer the design of the Style 8. You'd think maybe the Style 7 is better made. But styling wise, I prefer the 8 because it's just a more pleasant looking thing. It looks very refined, very sharp. And this is the early ones I'm talking about. They changed them in the 70s, I think, maybe early 80s, to have a different font. And they made them all plastic handed. And they slowly got sort of strange over time. But if you want a Style 8, I'd go for the one where they were designed for this purpose, to have this style, these hands, and then it all makes sense. And a very, very clean looking example of design, I think, even if it's slightly peculiar. You don't see many oval bodied clocks around. Style 7, the early one, is a perfect circle, I think. Apparently there was no patent on these because it looked too much like any other clock. You don't see many looking like this, to be honest. I mean, the case design is pretty much unique to Westclox, I think, having the internal bell and the front for dust proofing purposes. But yeah, you do see quite a few copies of the Style 7 design around. Probably a lot more collectible than the real ones, to be honest. Especially the period ones like Equity. I think they made one, same as Style 7 Big Ben, but just for the Equity logo, exactly the same copy, the numbers and everything. Not sure of their involvement with Westclox at all, so yeah, I think that might even be a copy. But yeah, as we are on topic, comparing from the back, we can see that the movement is probably the same. I know it's basically the same because this one was based off this one, which is based off the one before, all the way back to like the 1920s, maybe even the 1910s. I'm not sure when the Baby Ben original came out. I don't know whether they had the early version, which had a different movement in 2-inch, I think it's called. I don't know when that one came about. Anyway, they've got a soft and loud alarm setting, so soft. This is actually a pretty well tuned version. Sometimes they can be a bit flat sounding, but I haven't adjusted this one at all, so it sounds soft mode. And loud mode like that. Very nice. And the reason I'm going into this one is purely out of curiosity, and it needs a service as well. I'm going to do a full on series of this one. A repair and thing. Well, it doesn't need repairing, it works, but clean and service and all that. This should be down to stop the dust. Hasn't happened because there's dust inside it. I've already taken a peek. My curiosity got the better of me, and I've already looked inside this one. But what's interesting is this one's made in Scotland at the bottom. They didn't make the Big Ben, which is this one. This one's made in Canada. They didn't make the Big Ben in Scotland, I don't think. They started with the Baby Ben. Probably because they were told at the time that they were going to come up with a new movement for their Style 7. So they made the Style 7 here, but not the Style 6. Whereas the Baby Ben, Style 7 have the same movement as the Style 6, so they may as well make them both. That's my theory anyway. But yeah, this is a very clean example. And let's waste no more time, let's go straight into it. So put all these back here, although this is a Bonita, same as the Style 7 with a weird front. Put all these back there, and we can go straight into it. Now, I have watched a couple of times, you're probably familiar with Greg from the Gregola Horology channel on YouTube. The channel which originally inspired this channel. So, yeah, very nice. He looked into one of these as well, did a bit of a thing on it, and yeah, the big trouble here is that alarm indicator hand. So when the time comes, which I'll probably get to in this episode, I'll show you how it's probably supposed to be done. Well, not supposed to be done, I mean there's probably special tools you can use, but with the stuff I have, and the stuff he had, not really worth trying to pry that thing off without causing any damage. So, I'm going to start with my tools. Now, bear in mind, this is not a professional doing this. I'm just here for the, you know, experience, I guess. Because this is an entirely new world to me. I looked inside this thing and I thought, hang on a minute, I've no idea where to go next. So straight off the bat, you can see that the knobs are unscrewing rather than having to be pulled off with pliers and all kinds of stuff. Which is a bonus, because if you can unscrew it, then there's no faff trying to pull it off. And the time knob, I think, can also be pulled off. Might need to use tools for that one. No biggie though. Where's my screwdriver at? Oh, that was here. What am I talking about? Right, I think I'll take the clock out of the case first, because if I want to get the bell out, that base is in the way a little bit and it might scratch the paint. So I'm just going to undo these ones around the edges. I replaced one of these screws because it was missing, and now it no longer flops around inside. That's why I wanted to take it apart, to see if I was just messing anything up. But I haven't opened up the movement. So, taking this, oop, bloody hell, screws out. First time I've ever worked on a Baby Ben. That wasn't a Style 7 or a Style 8. Oh, maybe I didn't. Still missing a screw. Oh, there's only one screw, that was why. Alright, and then I can lift this up. Alright, this is a very nice piece of, I think it's probably something plated in brass, but it's, you know, well plated. Quite heavy. That's probably because of the die cast base on the bottom, which is riveted on. Something that I think is exclusive to the Style 6. I think they changed it back to unscrewing for the 7, and the 5 was unscrewing as well, I think. So yeah, we've got alumina style on here, so I'll take a bit of care and just show you underneath. Yeah, this stuff is probably radioactive, so it's not the best thing to have around. And in order to stop anything coming off it, I'm just going to sort that out another time. What can I do it now? Let's do it now. So yeah, this on the bottom, on the underside of this, try not to breathe in too deeply. On the other side of this could be some dust from the paint. I don't see any chipping off, so there probably isn't. But just to be safe, I'm just going to put everything in a container. So we'll just get one, and I'll be back in a second. Right, I've got a little plastic pot here which I can put the hands in. So yeah, I've got to remove these hands really. The minute hand anyway. So thinking about how to go about this, there are multiple methods you could use, and they all involve, oh, okay then, just come off like that then. That was miles easier than I expected. Maybe someone has opened this up before, because usually you're probably faced with a thing of having to like distort stuff, try to get it off very tight. And maybe that's just the Canadian ones then. Who knows? So I can't remember if the hour hand's supposed to come off as well. It'd be funny if this one came off as easy as the... No, looking at it, it looks like it might just come off with the dial. Alright, in that case, we can flip back over again. And crack it open at the back. Ooh, what have I just done? Oh, I pushed the centre arbor into the cardboard. Yeah, I've got a piece of cardboard on here, just to protect the desk underneath. Not that it's like a valuable desk or anything. It's just it's a nice, easy piece of cardboard which I can remove, put back if I need to do all kinds of stuff on here. So, don't push too hard down; you might damage the hands, or hand rather. Put these in the lid. Actually, that's a good idea. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'll probably stop at about 20 minutes. If it even takes that long. I'll just work on opening this up for this episode, and we can show you what goes on inside. Right. Got that nail off. And it's painted on the inside as well. I don't know why I wasn't expecting it to be. I just expected it to be silver on the inside. But they have even painted it. And it's a very nice piece of... Oh, it's all dusty. You can see probably the effects of having this knocked down. Because this was up when I got it, and I left it up deliberately to show you what it was like when I got it. So you should keep that down, otherwise you can get dust all on the inside, and that thing goes directly under there. So if you take a closer look, you can see that there's dust all over the inside of that. Alright then. So you can see there are some screws around there, and in order to do this the method I'm expecting to do it in, I may as well just double check if I can fingernail off this alarm indicator hand. It would save us a lot of trouble. No. Alright then. Do it the correct way. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to do a bit of sneaky and go around the thing, because you can see these holes here. I don't think those are so we can access the screws. I think they're just there so this thing sits flat without getting pushed up by the screws being there. But we can get a screwdriver just in. It does ruin the cardboard a little bit, this cardboard layer of protection, but it's what I'm going to have to do if I can't take off the alarm indicator hand from the front, which is not a huge problem. I mean, there's a way around it. Can I take this off now? The whole front of this thing? I think I might be able to. No, this one's still done up a bit. Yeah, these three screws are on the edge, or bolts. Alright, it's coming out. And there are rubber grommets on the back, which should just come through like that. Older ones, probably style 4s and earlier, they're pretty much 100% gone. This one seems to be pretty good. So I'll just put this away and we can see the back. And I'll get to date stamps and everything interesting later, because I found something very, very unusual about this one. Unusual date stamps, everyone's favourite thing. So as you can see, there's a slit at the bottom of that, which means we can probably take it off with force without worrying about too much force. So that'll be the next episode. But in order to get the what's the name? Dial off, we might have to do this method, which is, I'll zoom you in. You see this here? This is the back shaft, the back of the trip shaft, and the other end of the trip shaft is the alarm indicator hand, which won't come off. And I don't want to force it and cause any damage to it. So if we just carefully remove these washers, one by one in order, like this, and then there's a screwy one. This is very, very similar to the construction of the washers in the country club alarm. Right, so let's do that. I think this is different to a 7 though. I can't remember what the 7 did. I don't remember doing this to it. And this will allow us, probably, by unscrewing this, to remove the dial, because the shaft goes right through the middle of the movement without any obstruction. And there we go, you can see one of the screws already came out of there. Oh, and another one. Where's number 3? It's still in there. You can get up. There we go, number 3. Those were the screws that held the front of the case to the inner back. And then once we've unscrewed this brass collet, da-da-da-da, we have another washer. Put these in order like that, and then I'll draw a diagram. Everyone loves diagrams. Another washer, and then a eye split type tension spring, and then if we just push on the shaft, it should, unless I'm mistaken, allow us to just pull it off like that. Alright, I'm just pulling it from the front, and there's another washer in there if you can see as well, so I have to remember that. So I'll do a diagram in a second. It appears the trip spring is causing a bit of friction there, so I just moved it back, and we can see the back of the dial, the hour pipe or hour wheel, and the alarm trip shaft connected to the back where the hand is. And as you can see, the hand was probably a black one covered in white paint, plain white paint that is, not luminous. No one looms up one of these. And I will probably just recoat it if I have managed to get this out. If not, it's not a huge loss, because I can take it all off and it'll just look a bit weird, but it'd be nice to get the paint back on there. So this is as it will be at the moment, unless I don't really want to risk trying to get this off by causing damage to it. I might think up a way around this another time. I mean, if I can get this hour hand off, for one thing, it would allow us, let's try it, it would allow us to get behind this piece of cardboard and get a better view on the situation. Not sure how I'm going to get this off, because I can't rest this flat because of this shaft. Try fingers, I guess. The last thing I want to do is ruin this dial, and it's not a rare clock, but these Scottish ones you don't see many of, and I think I'll just leave it be. This is a luminous dial, and I don't want to really be looking straight at it. It's much longer, so I'll just put it down in the glass like that, and I'll put it over there, so it shall not bother us for much longer. And so we have here the front of the movement, back of the movement, and you might be thinking, oh, so what's the next step? I just want to point out it's got a nice 2-spoke balance wheel in there. But next episode I shall be letting this thing down, but for now I want to show you something. Oh, I need to draw a diagram, that's it. I want to show you something interesting, and I have here to draw on the back of, I don't know why, only piece of paper I have around, a reproduction of a Big Ben, which I removed the alarm out of for some reason, dial that I printed out. Don't need this anymore, and it's a bit pointless because I first made it for a Big Ben that had no alarm, and I just made it time only because the alarm parts were missing. Now that's working, so I don't need this anymore. Quick, take a screenshot, scan it, have it for your own use, I don't know. So we have the knob. Artist skills right here. Hang on a minute, I'll just zoom you in so you can witness this amazing skill. Right, so there's the shaft is here, right? And on the other end, a bit longer, is the hand. So we got a sort of black bendy washer like that, colour it in, and then we got a brass one which I'll leave white, and then we got the collet, and then we got another brass one, and then we got the eye spring, and then we got the plates, oops, like that, and in between the plates we got another washer, which was another black one, I believe. I think it's probably still in the movement somewhere, so I'll just colour that in. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Oh, it's silver. I'll put black and silver. And then we got the other stuff, so we know what's on the other side of that. And this will hopefully allow me to reconstruct it in the right way. So as we were, what can I point out now? Well, the date stamp, because I don't know about you, but I'm a bit partial to an interesting date stamp, or an error stamp, or just a weird stamping on a movement in general. And I want to show you something which I've never seen the likes of before, and I'm not sure if anyone else has, because I asked Greg about this. He's never seen it on anything, and I'll just show you what that is. So first of all, just go into the weirdness from top down. We've got a B on there. Not too remarkable, being a B, second letter of the alphabet. But then, if we look behind here, and I don't know what we're expecting, you might have already seen it by being sneaky watching the video. But yeah, check this out. Don't know if you can see that in there, but we have, if the camera will focus, I'm looking through the camera right now, XILIV, which is Roman numerals, I believe. Have you seen the likes of that? Roman numeral date stamp in a Baby Ben. I think it was just the Style 6 Baby Bens made in Scotland that might have done it. Unless anyone else knows of any other factory or anything that did these by Westclox. But the 66s didn't do it, and that was the other movement they made, and they stopped it by the Style 7, they didn't have it. So it must have been just saying, oh, we're just going to start making Baby Bens, let's be a bit different, but Roman. And this is not even an early Baby Ben, this is being, what is it? XI, it's 11, LIV, which is 54. So they stopped in 55, before they introduced the thing. That might have come out a bit earlier, I don't know. 54, this is pretty late. Factory opened in like 48 or something. 48. So so yeah, the factory in Scotland opened in 48. So this is not an early one. So they probably did this from the beginning till now, until the Style 7. And the easy way you can tell is because if you look at the dial again, hello Luminous, we got made by Westclox Limited Scotland, which they always had. I don't know if I pointed that out, but it says Westclox Baby Ben, but the Westclox and the Baby Ben are the same size, and I think that's like a later version. The earlier ones had them, I can't remember what it was, different sizes probably. But yeah, that's that. Maybe it was all capitals like my Big Ben over there, which is apparently from 1965, which I don't believe. I can't remember if I've done a video on that already, but that'll be a story for another day. So yeah, the likes of that, a Roman numeral date stamp in a Baby Ben. Who'd have thunk it, am I right? Maybe someone else who's seen them before and I'm just missing out on something. But anyway, next episode, letting down the springs and removing the knobs. Probably not this one though, I don't know how many... Oh okay, then that just comes out. Right, okay, as we were,